Hey everybody, it's Kelly with Inky Hands Warm Hearts. How are you guys? I only have a one-handed hi because I have coffee in the other hand. Okay. How are you guys today? I'm so excited to be with you as always. You guys are my favorite time of day. I love working on projects for you and I enjoy sharing them. All right, let's start with today's project, which is Monday. And I've started something kind of new for 2024. So Sundays are basically throwback. So Sundays are for looking back. So I'm always going to have an older video of mine available on my website for you to check out because you may have missed it. And the beauty of it is if you don't have the items to make it, you can always change it and make it yours, right? Use things that you have in place of things that I have. Keep the measurements the same and things like that. But just use different designer series paper, a different main focused element, things like that. Well, Mondays we use DSP. And so I have been having so much fun with the designer series paper from the Be My Valentine suite. It is so much fun, and I made you guys a little box today, and this box holds, yes, a bit of honey. I love these little candies. I grew up eating them. My mom really loves them, and so I wanted to make this cute little box because, of course, bees love honey too, right? And even the little bit of honeys, I got them at the dollar store, and they come in a bag like this. It's like 3.2 ounces, so it's a decent amount. There's even a little bee on the front, right? So these are super awesome. So we're gonna need, I think, 6, maybe 5. Let me pull 5 out. Anyway, there we go. And I'm just gonna push them off to the side here with my coffee cup. We're gonna be using our punch and our stamp set for our sentiment, but the rest is designer series paper. So if you don't have this cute bundle, at the very least, get this bundle. And at the very least, including with the bundle, absolutely get the DSP, guys. It is so awesome. I'm gonna leave the punch out because I'm gonna use it to go ahead and punch all my pieces right now. So before we make the box, I'm gonna have all my little hearts ready. So we're gonna do 2 of this baby heart in the corner. So I just have a little scrap. And I need 2 yellow and 2 of the red. And the yellow is Daffodil Delight, and the red is Sweet Sorbet. Okay, so there's my 2. I'm gonna trim off the excess, put that in my trash pile. And then I have 1 large heart. So let's get that one out of the way first, and then we'll use the rest of this scrap to get the small ones. So let's get that one out first. So we need that, and then we need 2 small hearts. So I'm gonna come over here and try and not get the, well, I guess I don't have a choice there. All right, I'm trying to make at least trash as I can. So I'm gonna try and stick one over here in the middle. There we go. Hey, that worked out good. I don't have any trash. All right. So now I have 2 red and 2 yellow. So 2 Sweet Sorbet, 1 large Sweet Sorbet, and then 2 Daffodil Delights of the small hearts that are in the punch. And we still have a pretty usable piece here if we're gonna punch, right? If we're gonna use this for punches, I like to keep my scraps. I don't know about you guys, but even shapes like this, I do a lot of punching, and so they work out great for things like that. All right, let's get rid of our paper. So we have our little hearts. We'll put those off to the side. I have chosen out of the designer series paper, this is the one with the little swirlies. There's honey pots on the other side. I wanted this honey pot, and then this is the bee I wanted, and he is off of the plaid. So let's go ahead and fussy cut him out. We're gonna get all of our elements ready, and then we're gonna work on our box. So we're gonna go ahead and fussy cut our bee. So how many of you guys are on TikTok? Because I have been asked by a new customer if I'm on TikTok, and I'm not on there, so I'm just curious to know. Let me know in the comments if you guys go on TikTok and if it would be something you would be interested in seeing short form videos of my projects on TikTok. Because if that's the case, I'm going to have to find somebody to help me make short form videos. Because once I learn how to do it, I can do it. But I guess that first time is the scariest, right? The first time I put a video on YouTube was the scariest. And now it's like not hard for me. So it's always changes a little hard, but hey, it's 2024 and I'm willing to make some changes and give you guys the content that you're looking for. So if TikTok is something that you guys like, let me know. I can always add my short form videos here as well. If I do make TikToks, I think they can cross platform. So that's nice, right? All right, so we're going to do our honey pot now. Our bee is waiting for us down there at the bottom. And when I'm done here, I'm going to put him over there with the hearts and with this honey pot over there by the hearts. And we will talk about the size of the cardstock and design a series paper that we need for our box. I really love this DSP and all of the small little elements they gave us to be able to cut out and make some really unique and cute cards. And look, this is not even a card, it's a 3D, but we can still use it. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and stamp our piece. And so I have a scrap of basic white, and I'm gonna start with the your, and it's the first word here in my sentiment. So I'm just going to hang it like that and ink it and not the rest. You can see that there, okay? And so we're gonna make sure I got that little apostrophe up top. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and stamp that down. Your. There we go. All done. I'm gonna close the ink pad. That's all that I need the Memento Tuxedo Black for. I'm gonna clean my stamp and get it ready for my sweet sorbet. And with the other side of the stamp, we're gonna also use just that edge. I'm turning it upside down because I only want the words sweet as honey. You'll see when I ink them. And that's all I'm putting on the ink pad. I am not putting the rest of the sentiment on there. So there we have sweet as honey. Of course, it's upside down. But there it is right side up for you guys. And then I'm gonna go ahead and stamp it on this side. And I'm gonna bring it down so I can see because it's hard to see, and I do want to get this as even as I can onto that piece. All right. So there's my sweet as honey. Oh, look, my your got wet, but luckily I didn't do it next to that. Worked out really well, actually. And that'll dry because it's just water, but I guess my pad here is a little wet. I just cleaned it, so hence why. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to separate the sweet as honey from the your, and we're going to trim it smaller. So we're going to try our best to go as straight as we can, and you can use a paper trimmer if you want for this. I'm playing on the wild side and just using my scissors. All right, so there's my your. I'm going to get rid of these pieces. And then for my sweet as honey, I'm going to come in from this side to the center-ish, and from this side to the center-ish. And I want to make some points. I don't know if that's enough of a deep. I'm going to make it a little deeper, I think, right here. Yeah. So there's my one angle, and then we're going to angle this one a little deep. Yeah, that first one was too shallow. There we go. So there's our sweet as honey with our little bannered ends, and the yours ready. So let's put all that to the side. We don't need that yet because first of all, we need something to put it on. But when we're ready, we're gonna be ready. So we're gonna start with a piece of cardstock here, and it's 5 by 6 inches. So if you didn't want this to be a sturdy type box and you just wanted to make it have DSP, you could use it out of a quarter sheet or a 6 by 6 piece paper pack. But I am using a 5x6 piece of cardstock. You can get 2 of these out of 1 piece of 8.5 by 11. All right, so we're gonna take the 6-inch and we're gonna start with that side, okay? We're gonna do some scoring on the long side, and it's gonna be scored at 2 inches, at 2 3/4, at 4 3/4, and at 5.5. Okay, and then I'm gonna give it a little rotation. And then we're gonna score the short side at 1/2 inch, and then at 1 1/4 inches, and then at 4 1/4 inches. So that's what it looks like. And then we're gonna do a little trimming of this on the score line, but first we have to burnish. I do like to burnish the score line. To me, when you burnish, it's a lot easier to do your cuts when you have those nice score lines. All right, so I'm just gonna go ahead and do my 3 score lines on the short side, and then we'll go to the long. All right, so now we have all our score lines. Hopefully it's a little easier for you to see now, and we are going to do our cutting. So I like to use a thick bladed scissor when I do my cutting. So on this side here, I'm gonna trim off an L shape. Okay, I just want this little square here, so I'm gonna trim off this L shape here, okay? Right there. And so it's easier if you do one section at a time, but those little 3 pieces like this, okay, those got trimmed off. And on this side, we're also going to do an L-shaped trim, okay? Only we have different sizes. So we're gonna take these 2 here, and then this one here. I'm gonna try and keep it all together for you guys. This one here, and then this piece. All right, so there's your little L shape, your 3 pieces on that side. And this is what you're left with. Now, the only other piece you're gonna remove is this piece at the bottom. And I wanna angle this piece, and I didn't do it because I was trying to cut that L, but you can angle here and then trim this piece away, okay? This is gonna be our glue tab. And then these are gonna be the box bottoms. So all I wanna do here is cut the score line away. So I like to cut on both sides of the score line and pull it away so that I have no bulk in the middle. And one more time. And it's just cutting up to that first score line. All right, so this is what we have so far, but these little tabs here need to be trimmed. And so we're going to trim them straight up, and I'm gonna get rid of the score lines on either side of those as well. Okay, and this one I didn't cut the score line away, so I'm gonna do it now. Whoops, I think I angle cut that, there we go. All right, and let's do this one. Both sides of the score line. I like to get rid of that little score line of bulk. All right, and then this one, I did a pretty good job on this one, but I'm just straightening it out. All right, so this is our box. I'm gonna get rid of this, and if you wanna take a screenshot, that's what you'll have left while I throw away all of my little extra pieces. All right, so next comes our box assembly. So I'm just going to show you how we put it together. We're going to put some adhesive on this little piece here. And I didn't actually do a very good job angling that piece, but I'm going to angle it better now. There we go. So this gets our glue, and it's going to get brought in like this. Okay, and we're going to glue that down. and that forms our box, okay? And then the box bottom is normal. You're just gonna put the 2 tabs in, and the front of the box is this one here. The side that has this is the front. And so we're gonna put the back in first and then the front, and then that will put our box together. And then we'll have to put these tabs in here and then the other piece inside, okay? So that is our box. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to trim these 2 tabs because they're too long and they're going to be hard to put in. So I'm going to make them a little bit, I'm going to trim a little bit less than half off, and then I'm going to angle it. So I'm going to come in here and I'm going to angle because these pieces are going to have to fit inside. And if they're angled, it will help. Okay, so there's that one and that one, okay? And I'm also going to slightly angle this box, not very deep, just a slight angle, okay? So this will be the way our box goes, okay? These are gonna tuck in, and then this piece will tuck in like that. So this is the top of our box, and we have some designer series paper that we are going to decorate our box with, and I am going to share that with you now. So we have a piece that is 5/8 by 1 7/8, and that is the piece that goes right here at the top of our box. Okay, so let's go ahead and glue them as we're talking about them. I have to grab my silicone mat, which I seem to have lost. Oh, here it is. All right, so let's get some wet adhesive and go to town. Okay, so there is that piece. And then we have these 2 large panels, and those are 1 7/8 by 2 7/8. And so we're going to go ahead and attach our pieces on here. Okay, so those go on the big panels. And I decided to use this honeycomb DSP because I thought it would be cute for the bit of honey. Bit O honey, I guess, is what it's called. I keep calling it of, but I guess the O, that's what it means, right? All right, so whoops, see? This is why I use the silicone mat, because I'm always getting glue where it doesn't need to be. Thank God for the silicone mat. I actually featured it last week, so if you missed that, on Fridays last year, I chose to feature a product every Friday, and I talked a little bit about it. And I do use this mat every single day. If you don't have one, I highly recommend it. So now we need to put DSP on these 2 panels right here. And so for this one, we are going to use 5/8 of an inch by 2 7/8, and you're going to need 2 of those. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and put our adhesive. My watch is locked. I must have forgot to put the code in once I put it back on. I had it. Oh, there it goes. It woke up. Maybe it's loose. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and attach this one right here, and this one right here. All right, so we have all of our honeycomb pieces on, and now we're going to put adhesive and close our box. So we're going to put adhesive on this little flap here. I'm going to turn that in. I'm going to bring this one to it, and I'm going to make sure that it's flush, and it should be just like that. You're just going to press that piece. You can also use your little roller. I love using that because it really helps to bond it. And now we're going to turn these 2 tabs in. Now this is the back of the box. Remember, the front is the part with this flap. So we're going to turn this in, and I like to put adhesive on my flaps. Not everybody does that, but I don't like them to move around in my boxes. So I do put adhesive on those tabs. I close my box like it's going to be closed, and then I use my bone folder and kind of smush that down just to get it to grab. Okay, and then the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put adhesive on my front flap, and we're going to close our box. And again, I'm going to turn it upside down and give it a little burnish. Okay, so here's our cute little box. And then these flaps are going to get tucked in and turned in like so. Okay, and that's going to be our box. Pretty cute. So let's put our candy inside, and then we'll decorate it. So to put the candy inside, I chose, I think it was 4 pieces. And you want to find the bit of honey that says it like right on top, because none of them are wrapped the same. So you want to find the best one. See how these are like offset? That one's pretty good, and that one's pretty good. Which one? I think this one's better. So we're going to save that one, and we're going to place them inside here. And I think 4 of them fit really good across. There we go. We could put a 5th one if we were really pressing, but 4 are good. And then we're going to take this one that has the words bit of honey, and we're going to put that one in on top like that. And see how that fits perfectly on top. So then you're going to go ahead and push your sides in, and your front on your back flap there from your front tab, and you're just going to put it till it's flush like that. Okay, pretty cute box. So now we have our box, and we're going to do some decorating. We've done all of the hard part. So I want this sweet as honey to come across like this, but I want my heart to fit like similar to that. So I have to figure out where is going to be the best place to put all of these little pieces. And that looks pretty good. So I'm going to remove that, and I'm going to put my fingernail where that honey pot is. And I'm just going to put a little bit of adhesive right there. And then I can get my honey pot attached to this heart. And I just think this is the cutest. All right. So we want our sweet as honey, and then the heart, as you can see, overlaps a little bit, which I think just plays into the whole piece. I think it's adorable. So I want this to be off like this. And so that's approximately where I want that. So I'm going to go ahead and put adhesive. I'm going to hold my heart here without any adhesive on it. I'm going to get my tweezers. It'll be a lot easier. And then we're going to slide, well, I'm going to try anyway, to put this in place. And then make sure that my little honey pot, there we go. That looks pretty awesome. I don't want it to cover any words, so that looks great. All right, we can glue this one down now. That's basically how I did it and judged how I wanted to put all of my pieces into place. So let's go ahead and put our little heart with the honey on there. All right, so next comes our bumblebee. He gets some dimensionals. So I'm going to use 1 large or regular size. And then the rest we're going to use are minis. 1 there, 1 on his heart wings, and 1 back here by his stinger. Okay, so let's attach him onto our box. Pull the backs off. All right, and he is gonna go, and you want him kind of flying where the heart is over the word honey. Just like that. That looks pretty awesome. So now that he's in place, we can add our word, our black your, and everything else is going to need dimensionals after I glue them, right? But let's get our tweezer for our word here. And we're gonna put this into place and kind of slide it under his, let me use my tweezer from this side. Slide it under his little feet. All right, and so we're gonna add that There, you're sweet as honey. And then we have our 4 little hearts. So I wanted them to kind of overlap. So I wanted them to all be a little different. So I'm going to put a dab of wet glue here. And I'm going to overlap this yellow onto my red like that. That's the one. The other one, we're going to overlap the other way. So the red is going to be overlapped again, but in a different direction. So this way. Okay. So once those are set, we can put a mini dimensional on the back. And one on the back of this one. Pretty cute. Let me clear those out of the way. All right. And now we're going to attach these cuties onto. So this one with the yellow to the left is going to go in this corner, and you can angle it any way you want. I'm going to angle mine that way this time. And then this one's going to go in this corner here near this heart. And so that looks pretty cute right there. I think that's precious. This is just the cutest little set, and I've had the best time playing with it. What do you guys think? So that is our bit of honey. You can actually get 3 boxes worth out of the one pack. So it's actually pretty cost effective when you make these cute little Valentine treats. And there's so many different bees on the papers that you can choose from. And there's a whole sheet of honey pots. And I use these bees here from this sheet that has the plaid on the back. So look at how many of them you have to choose from to put onto your cute box. I love this pack of paper, and I've had so much fun playing with it. I have used it and used it for projects, and I still think I have one of every pattern. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I have one of every pattern untouched, and the others have been used, so you can get lots of projects from one pack. All right, guys, I think that's it. Let me bring our stamp set back in. I hope that you've enjoyed watching me make this really cute bit of honey box. And you guys will try your hand at it. Let me know what you think. And let me know if you guys are on TikTok. I'm definitely interested in finding that out. Thanks for being here, guys. This is Kelly with Inky Hands Warm Hearts. I'm so happy to have you as part of my channel. Please share my videos and subscribe if you're new. And thanks for being here. Happy stamping!